Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Meek again. Today we're doing another dragging video, but before I get into it, in December we're gonna do luxury dragging awards for Christmas. I just got this idea today and I thought it could be so funny. So we're gonna have different categories, like the best brand that deserves to be dragged, the worst brand, like which city, which location for different like brands and boutiques like gets dragged the most. So stay tuned for that. We'll do that in December, okay? And I'll have like categories. It's just for fun, okay? I don't know why I find that so hysterical, but I can't stop screaming about it. All right, so today it's just Hermes and Chanel, because I feel like Big C and Big H are just dedicated to being annoying. So this is Big H, Palo Alto, California, USA. Anytime I want to film a dragging video and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard about Palo Alto in about 3 weeks or a month, let me just see what's going on the Google reviews page for the Palo Alto store. It never ever fails me, ever. So the Palo Alto boutique, this is from a month ago. This person wrote, it seems the staff felt like they were superior than the people in the boutique. Unless you buy something immediately, they treat you as if you're not going to buy something. The weirdest person was actually the manager. If she's the manager, she told me there was a policy of taking a photo with the product. I think they meant about taking like a picture of a product. I called the San Francisco store and there was no such policy, so she just wanted to be difficult. Okay, a few things. First of all, I think we've heard about this over and over again, like and we constantly hear about it, like how if you go, particularly like Big H is very specific about taking pictures. This isn't the first time. I think I've said before, one of my favorite stories was from the Toronto store. Like someone tried to film like a mini vlog or a TikTok and then the security person like ran over shouting at them. Again, I think the fact that this person is alleging that the store manager of the Palo Alto boutique told them like there's a policy against taking pictures, and then the person is petty enough to call the San Francisco boutique. I mean, that's kind of, to me, you're like kind of wasting your phone credit, because that's kind of like you calling Big H and asking them, do linked sales exist? They're gonna be like, no, that's not true. And sorry. We all know that's true. So I don't know about this person kind of being like, I'm calling the San Francisco boutique. I think that's a little bit over the top, over calling to ask if it's true that you can't take pictures. We all know the way Big H is about pictures in the boutique. They really don't like pictures and videos and things like that. So we all kind of know that. I think the bit about the person saying like how you have to buy something straight away, like, and if you don't, then they look badly on you. I feel like for a lot of these brands, they just want to know if you're going to buy something like right now. If you're not going to buy it then and there, or you want to think about it, they kind of feel like you're just wasting time, and for them it just feels like a waste of time and money. So I'd love to know what you think about that one. The Palo Alto store never fails to impress me in terms of the way it's constantly being dragged. I've heard many things, that it's very difficult to score there, and it does require a lot of money to score there. So I'd love to know what you guys think about that one. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit notifications if you like what I'm doing. Now let's go and deal with Chanel Honey and her wig, because Chanel is making people upset. Don't forget, by the way, that I just did my Chanel 22B video. I am loving that video, because that video seems like it's done well. There's so much 22B pictures in my Facebook group, so I would love if you would consider joining there as well. I'm just pulling up the reviews. I don't know what's going on with people right now. Okay, so now let's go to Chanel. This is the Avenue Montaigne boutique. Avenue Montaigne, they're like two stores. There's the Pret-a-Porter boutique, and then there's the one with like the bags and accessories and everything else. Okay, so we're talking about the one with everything else in it. This is from a week ago. Horrible management and horrible treatment of customers. They sold me 2 bags that I don't like just to get the bag that I like. And then the manager, says her name, so I'm not going to say her name. The manager interrupted me while I was paying and took the flat bag from me for her customer and rudely brushed me off, saying she was busy when I was trying to tell her I'd already bought it. Horrible. Okay, well, that is not cool. That is not on, that is not cool. I mean, I've heard about this happening in Chanel boutiques. Like, people have like told me privately, and I've even read it in these reviews, that in a lot of Chanel boutiques, like, you need to be really careful with like bags that you're trying to buy. If people see that you like maybe have chosen a bag that you like, they sometimes will try and snatch it from you, like in the boutique. I don't think that's cool that the manager, like, she'd already paid for them, so how can the manager come and be like, give me that bag? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I'd love to know what you guys think about that one. Okay, I'm with the client on that one. The first one to me is kind of a draw, the Big H Palo Alto story, because I kind of feel like it's childish to call the San Francisco boutique to be like, am I not allowed to take pictures in the store? I think that makes you sound absolutely barking mad. However, in this one, I am siding with the client. The store manager is wrong. If this story is true, that's wrong. The next one is this one here from this person. 3 weeks ago, again, the Avenue Montaigne boutique. Waited for 20 minutes in store after passing the queue. I was looking for a black bag and they didn't have anything in stock. They made me try on a few random bags in other colors and sizes. I was taking pictures when I was trying to make a decision at the end. The girl helping me was nice, but after 10 minutes, when they realized I was not going to purchase anything because they were not in black and not the size I wanted, the other girl said, you cannot take pictures when shopping. That's ridiculous. We don't have such a thing in the United States. I went to the Dior store the same day and took pictures and made a purchase. They didn't mention anything like that. Who do you guys think you are? Okay, first of all, a few things. I don't like the tone of this review. Like, well, in my country, I can take pictures. Stop, okay? You're in one of the sort of crown jewel boutiques for Chanel, in Chanel's home turf. I'm a fan of, if they tell me you can't take a picture and you can't film a video in here, I'm just gonna follow the rules. Like, I'm a rules girl. You get me? Like, if they say to me you can't do that, I'm not going to like be like stressed out about it. I think the issue here is that she wasn't going to buy and I feel like essays, particularly in Paris, they have a good feeling for if you're buying. And when I was shopping in January, I literally remember them just asking, like, are you gonna buy that? Are you gonna buy that? Like, I remember even in Louis Vuitton, like the essay, like I remember just picking up some sunglasses, just looking at them. He's like, are you gonna buy them? Are you gonna buy it? Like, they are about that money, okay? And not you just trying things on all day. Like, they want to know, if you're gonna buy them or not. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like you can't expect them not to be annoyed if you're trying on, particularly the Avenue Montaigne boutique, just because the queues are absolutely insane, like, to get in. You can't expect them not to be annoyed that you're not buying something. I am not against the idea of people trying on different Chanel bags to see, and I said it before in one of my previous videos, like, when I go back to Paris this autumn, like, I have to try on the leather Chanel 19 on my own. I don't mind ordering the tweed 19 from here without trying it on, because I feel like the non-leather fabric 19s, I don't know, I just don't find them as stressful. But I feel like the lambskin 19s, I need to see how that looks and see how it fits against my body. But I definitely wouldn't be someone who's wasting their time either, and I wouldn't try on like a ton of stuff, and then be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna buy anything. And I especially wouldn't do that in a standalone store in Paris. I feel like the standalone boutiques are just very different. There's a different energy about them in Paris. Versus the the concessions in the department stores. Like, shopping at Printemps or Le Bon Marché, I feel like it's completely different to shopping at like Avenue Montaigne and 31 Rue Cambon. I feel like in the flagships, like, they just don't have time for you unless you're shopping, unless you're buying. It's just kind of like, okay, this person's like trying on all of these bags, but this person isn't buying anything. And I think that is something that I don't know, I feel like that's something that they like feel, they just feel like if you're not buying something, you're not worth my time. And I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is, I personally, my time is money. I'm not queuing for an hour at Avenue Montaigne, waiting for an essay and all the rest of it to try bags on to see which one I like. I feel like you're better off doing that at like the Printemps location, the Bon Marché location, the department store concession, just because there's less traffic at those places. And because it's a department store, it's kind of understood that people are kind of transient in department stores. Whereas a flagship is like, you've made the beeline for the Avenue Montaigne boutique to try lots of bags on and take time away from the SA who could be selling to someone else. So I think this is another draw. I'd love to know what you think about this one. All right, we're still at Avenue Montaigne. Avenue Montaigne is making people angry, boo-boo, okay? And this person, this is from September 2021, but I think it's still worth us mentioning. The person says, we love Chanel, but this is the flagship. Well, it's not the flagship, but I'll forgive you with that. We love Chanel, but this is the flagship and it was embarrassing. They have no stock of products, very rude, uninterested staff. The SA was on his phone the whole time. Also, I've never heard such a lame excuse in my life. The manager didn't want to provide champagne like in all other high-end retailers. So the manager said he forgot to put the champagne in the fridge just to avoid serving it. A few things. You know, we've chatted about this before, about the champagne thing, and being offered water and stuff. I definitely, if I'm going to Chanel and I'm going to like buy, I think if I'm going to buy ready to wear, I definitely expect to be offered something to drink. I think that would be I would be quite taken aback if I buy like ready to wear from big city in Paris and I don't get offered a drink. I think sometimes I feel like Chanel doesn't realize like how much people love the brand and people want to have that like romantic Gabrielle Coco Chanel experience. Like, you know, like in the history of Chanel, like Madame Chanel herself, like she would like, you know, do fittings like with clients and stuff, like when she was running the house. And people, I think, love that kind of romantic idea of shopping in Paris and being able to have that really beautiful experience. And I think the reality is Chanel right now isn't the Chanel of that time when Coco Chanel was alive. It's just a completely different experience shopping there. You're not going to have that experience unless you are spending quite a bit of money, and in my opinion, unless you're buying the ready-to-wear and the fine jewelry. There are people who, you know, of course, buy handbags there and do get offered champagne and all the rest of it, but the Avenue Montaigne boutique is known for these really terrible reviews where they seem like they just treat people I don't know, it just seems like the Avenue Montaigne boutique, like even when I remember going there and just seeing like the beautiful window display, they had this like beautiful couture piece. It definitely has this very like haughty air about it, you know. I personally wouldn't go there unless I was sure that I was buying stuff. Like I wouldn't go there just to like look around or anything like that, because to me I feel like that would be a waste of my time. So I don't know what you guys think about that. I mean, what do you guys think about the sort of like, if you don't get offered champagne but other people do get offered champagne, like does that bother you? Because I feel like that's kind of like the way Big H talks about, the way people say like in Paris you see someone being offered a bag and then you maybe didn't get offered one, but you literally see someone get offered a quota bag right in front of you. Like how would that, you know, make you feel? So I'd love to know what you guys think about this one as well. Another review here that I thought was really interesting, that I thought was worth us just kind of talking about, because it references the situation of the queues again at the Avenue Montaigne store. This is from a month ago. Someone says, an awful experience. I came to this Chanel location eager to buy. The staff, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. Sorry, I just made a mistake. This is 31 Rue Cambon for this review. This isn't Avenue Montaigne. This is 31 Rue Cambon. An awful experience. I came to this Chanel, the flagship, by the way. Yes, that's correct. The other person said Avenue Montaigne was. It isn't, but of course 31 Rue Cambon is. Eager to buy. Staff was pretentious, drab, and unhelpful. I was told I was 11th in the queue and seemingly pushed aside. It was so crowded and inventory was lacking. I took my business elsewhere, extremely disappointed. I mean, I feel bad for the person, but but I think again, I think it's just part and parcel of shopping at Big C in Paris. Like the flagship, the mothership of all Chanel boutiques, as we know, is 31 Rue Cambon. And many people want to go there to have, again, the fairy tale experience of shopping in, literally shopping somewhere that, Coco Chanel herself, like, knew, and I think that people's expectations are just so high, and I feel like for the essays, that's just someone's job. Like, it's not their life, they're not. I don't get the impression that they're like obsessed with Big C the way people think that they are. It's just their job. They're just going there to pick up their checks. I would not want to wait I hate queuing, so for me, I would struggle shopping at 31 Rue Cambon. When I went in January, I didn't go there. They just couldn't be bothered to deal with the stress of that. This time around in autumn, I probably will go there because I feel like I need to go there just to see the tea. But again, if I'm going there, I know what I'm buying. Not going there to look around and waste hours and hours and hours queuing. Like, that does not sound fun. Okay, another review is also from 31 Rue Cambon. This is from a month ago. This one is interesting, so I'd love to know what you guys think about this one. I went on a Thursday at 10:15 a.m. and was put into the queue for handbags. And it was unnecessarily long because there were so many sales associates milling around. We waited around 30 minutes. Then, she says the essay's name. I'm not going to say the essay's name. An essay finally came up to us. She said bonjour and walked off, and then waited for us to come to her. She asked me what I wanted. I showed her pictures and she just said no in a short and rude manner. After each one, she didn't even give us a reason or possible explanation, like it being sold out or the color not being in season. Then she just pulled out a bag similar to the one I showed her and just proceeded to do stuff on her device, and then said she was going to be right back, but didn't give an explanation why. We only went to this location because it was a flagship boutique, and I'm disappointed with the experience. If you go to Chanel in Paris, I recommend going to 19 Rue Cambon because the essays there are much nicer. Yeah, again, now this is a great review because we understand the problems. Interestingly, I'm curious about this bit here where she says they were in the queue for bags. That's really interesting that they have like a queue for handbags. Like I said, I haven't been there. So I haven't been to this location. So I had never heard about the thing about having a queue for bags. That might be something that's new that they're doing. I think the thing about having a queue for bags is interesting. Presumably there's a queue for prêt-à-porter, ready to wear. I'd rather be in the ready to wear queue and go buy clothes and then just be like, oh, can I see the 19? Okay, or do you have like a mini, or can I see the trendy? I feel like for me, I'm much happier, but it's a little bit different for me. I do actually like their ready to wear. I like their jumpers, I like their cardigans, I like their swimwear. So I feel like if you like their clothing, I wouldn't even waste time saying you want to look at handbags. I would just be like, oh, I want to buy ready to wear, because there'll always be less people interested in the clothes. Everyone's going to the boutiques to buy the handbags. And then waiting 30 minutes, that's not even as bad as what some people have waited. Some people have been waiting hours. And then, she asked me what I wanted to show the picture. She just said no in a short and rude manner after each one. She didn't give us a reason, just no. Again, like, the essay shouldn't be rude, and I'm not going to defend someone being rude. Because, like, if I have pictures and I'm like, well, I want to buy this and I want to buy that, and then the person's like, no, I don't have it. No, like, that doesn't make you feel good. So I agree with the client here. I also found that this part really interesting. And then she pulled out a bag similar to when I showed her and just proceeded to do stuff on her device. Then she said she was going to be right back. She didn't give an explanation why. So the essay was just basically disinterested. The essay had no interest in selling them these bags. And many people many people in these reviews, particularly for 31 Rue Cambon, have talked about how they've waited and they've just been treated badly. And then in her case, like, oh, I'll be right back, and then she like goes away. I would love to know what you guys think about all of this. It's really funny because the essay mentioned in this review is mentioned by name in another review of the same 31 Rue Cambon location. So it's just funny because the person's name keeps coming up. So that makes me think, like, either all of the people writing reviews are right, or she just keeps having a bad day every single day. So I know you guys always think I defend the brands. I'm not defending the brands today because I don't think it's cool. Like, you're a Big C essay. the products that people love from you guys are the handbags. People coming to the flagship to buy handbags. Like, yes, it would be great if someone would come to the flagship to buy ready to wear or to ask for a couture piece, but that's like those clients exist, but the ready to wear clients are not that many compared to the people who want to buy, you know, classics and trendies and minis and all the rest of it. So I think it would benefit them just to be a bit kinder, to be a bit friendlier, and not to be so cold when people are just asking, you know, to buy stuff, you know. So I wanted to know what you guys think about those dragging stories. Big C, Chanel, and Hermes are being dragged as per usual. Like, I don't even, like, at this point when we do the luxury dragging awards, like, they're just constantly going to be dragged. But however, I feel like if you're heading to Paris, I'd like to give you some ideas and some tips for shopping in these like flagship stores. I feel like the flagships are best for you going, particularly for ready to wear. I feel like flagships, like ready to wear is the better vibe. And I feel like if you're going to spend a lot of money, go to the flagship. Because I feel like if you go to 31 Rue Cambon, or you go to 24 FSH in Big H's case, or 101 Avenue des Champs-Élysées for Louis Vuitton, I feel like when you go there to spend a lot of money in one go, I feel like the flagships is just much better. Like, they're going to treat you really, really well. But I think if you're going there to like just kind of marvel at the flagship and take pictures and try things on but not buy anything, you're not going to have good service, because they want people who are there and who are ready to spend money. One huge theme that I've been seeing recently, not in one place in particular, but I keep seeing this over and over again, like on social media, is people getting upset shopping at the Parisian boutiques of Big H specifically. I've heard stories of people crying in the Big H boutiques on multiple platforms, like people in tears crying because they can't get, you know, a quota bag, or they can't get this or that. I've also heard of people crying about like being treated badly at some of Chanel's boutiques in Paris. And my thing is, like, I feel like if you get to the point where you want to cry, like, you have to leave the boutique. Okay? Like, no luxury brand is worth your tears or your stress. And I feel like that's when I would draw the line. Like, if I got so upset that I felt like I was about to cry at like a Big H boutique or a Big C boutique, like, I would just leave and take a break from shopping, like, for a day, and just kind of go for a walk and chill out. Because I feel like sometimes some people just get so caught up in the idea of luxury shopping that they take it personally. Don't get me wrong, it's so frustrating shopping and being treated badly. I think about my Versace experience, like the one on the Avenue Montaigne. The boutique is currently closed because I think they are doing a refurb of the Avenue Montaigne Versace boutique. But when I go back in autumn, I wouldn't go back there. I would want to go back to, or go to the Rue Saint-Honoré boutique. And I remember I did go there as well. So I'd probably just go there. It doesn't mean I'm turned off the brand, but even though they were like rude to me, they didn't make me feel like I was gonna cry or anything. I was just looking at her like, what's your problem, girl? Like, why are you mad? I feel like crying just gives them so much power, particularly like those of you who've been to FSH or Sèvres, particularly Sèvres. I feel like Sèvres is like quite an open plan boutique. Like, if you cry, people are gonna hear you crying, people are gonna see you crying, and you're gonna be like the client who's crying because they can't get a leather appointment. I don't care how much you tried. I don't care how much you spent. No one who watches this channel is allowed to cry at Big H, Big LV, Big C, Dior, Balenciaga, Big Gucci, honey. You are not allowed to cry. I do not care what has happened. You leave the boutique if they're treating you badly, with the exception of like being, you know, racially profiled, and in that case, that's a very serious thing. I would say in a case like that, you have to make a decision. Are you going to complain to head office, which by the way is completely fine? I would just leave the store and then figure out at the hotel like how I'm going to move forward. But I'm talking about the people who maybe went to these locations and they didn't have like their unicorn cupcake experience, and then feel like crying and feel like, oh, you know, I didn't get a quota back, so I'm going to cry in the store, or I can't get an appointment, I'm going to cry. You can't cry at any of the Big H, Big C, Louis Vuitton, any luxury brands boutiques in Paris. I feel like that kind of will make it really hard for you in the future to even go back to those boutiques, because they'll just remember you as the crying, like, oh look, there's the crying girl, or the crying tourist who just cries all the time because she, throws a tantrum because she can't get a leather appointment at Big H, or because she didn't have her like Coco Chanel or Mademoiselle Chanel like experience at 31 Rue Cambon. No one who watches this channel is allowed to cry at any luxury boutique in France. It doesn't just have to be the big three. Dior, Gucci, Balenciaga, Versace, Fendi, all included. You are not allowed to cry if you watch. I don't care how upset you are. If you had a terrible experience, you leave the boutique, you go join my Facebook group, just link below, and then you go tell us about it in the group and we'll listen to you. Okay? We'll open up drinks and we will, console with you and stuff, but you're not allowed to cry in there. So I'd love to know what you think about that. It's kind of like a new phenomenon. I've heard a few stories of people crying at Big H in Paris, which to me, I just think is absolutely barking mad to give Big H your tears, honey. Like that horse and her wig and her ponytail, they are not getting my tears. I don't care how well made those products are. So I'd love to know what you guys think about all of that. If you like this video, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel, hit notifications, go join the Facebook group, it's linked below. I post a lot of my exclusives there. Also go follow me on Instagram, I'm posting a lot there, and my TikTok. I'd love to see you guys on my socials. Wherever you want to connect with me, I'm active on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and all of the links are below. As I told you guys, I'll be doing 2 videos a week, so my next video will be next Thursday. But I'm very active on my Facebook group and my Facebook page, and I'm also really active on Instagram and TikTok, so you can connect with me there if you want to ask me questions or you want to chat about luxury shopping and all the rest of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week in my subsequent videos.